folks, it's Daryl. Have a little cooking tip tonight. I'm going to make some shrimp scampi tonight. This is a buttery, lemony, garlicky shrimp scampi. Easy to make in the Instant Pot, and that's what I'm going to do it in tonight, and we'll see how this works out. Hope I don't mess this up. I'll try not to. I have all the ingredients ready, so we don't have to wait. There isn't anything I'd like less than watching somebody cut up an onion. If you're going to do a video, have the onion already cut up. Nobody wants to watch you cut up an onion. Okay, anyway, let's get going. We've got one of Daryl's special old fashions here going just to smooth it out a little bit. So we're going to use that. First thing we're going to do with the Instant Pot is we're going to turn on the saute. Alright, we've got the saute on now. I'm going to have to let that get hot before I add my onions. Okay, it came on now. I'm waiting for it to get hot. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter first. I have to get a tool here. I like to use this wooden spoon with a square end on it. It works really good for mixing things around in your Instant Pot or your frying pan or whatever you happen to be cooking. So now that butter's already starting to melt, and as soon as we get that butter melted a little bit and this baby comes on hot, we're going to add our onions. This is a very easy recipe, and I'm telling you, it's 1 minute on high pressure. Takes a couple of minutes to get it going here before you can put it on high pressure. You got to get all the stuff in it, but I've got most everything ready now, and I'm going to let this get hot. Now I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to pause this while this gets hot. As soon as it's hot, we'll come back, okay? All right, folks, Instant Pot says it's hot. So now we're going to continue here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a half cup of onions. And we're going to saute these babies in this butter. Now, just for your information, this is a 3-quart Instant Pot because I'm a single guy, and those 8 quarts or 6 quarts are way too big for me. I'm not a guy that likes a lot of leftovers, so that's not for me. So we're going to saute these onions now until they kind of start getting soft. And then when they do, we're going to add the garlic. We got to let these cook. Do you find it kind of boring sometimes when people let you sit there and watch the butter melt for 3 minutes or 4 minutes on your video? I do. Lots of cooks do that, though, and I guess they just like to make it look real and not skip anything, but I get bored with that, and sometimes I'll turn off a good recipe simply because they spend way the hell too much time letting you watch a butter melt. It's kind of like dicing up them onions, you know. I don't want to watch anybody do that. We all know how to dice up onions. That's not a big deal. Now these onions are starting to cook down real good here. So I'm going to let them go just another minute or 2 here, and then we will add our garlic. This is really a super easy, good recipe. Takes a little bit of time, and I don't want to spend your whole evening watching this, but when I get through here, we're going to have one good meal in 1 minute. I break a lot of my recipes down to at least half, simply because it's only me, and and usually those recipes are made for 4 people or more, and that's too much food for me, and I end up throwing a lot of it away. So being a single guy, I try to make these recipes as small as I can. Now, I'm going to be a little bit big on the shrimp tonight, and I'm not positive about how that would be for leftover. Hopefully it would be okay. Now that the onions are looking pretty good now, they're starting to get a little translucent, so I'm going to add this. Crushed garlic. 1 tablespoon. Did you write that down? 1 tablespoon. And then we're going to mix this in here. Get this going. I may have to put you on hold here in a minute because it might take longer than I want to sit here and talk to you. But let's see what happens. Okay, I think that's going to have to probably saute another couple of minutes. So I'm going to put this on pause, and I'm sure you don't want to sit there and watch this saute, so I'll show it to you when I get finished with it. All right, we're back now. This is looking real nice. The onions are translucent, and the garlic is starting to get some brown on it. I don't want to burn the garlic; wouldn't taste good. And so now we're gonna continue with the recipe here by we're going to add the white wine now. You have to add a 1/4 cup of white wine. Okay, there's a 1/4 cup of white wine is in there. Okay, and then we're going to add the 12 inches of shrimp, which is this right here. Now, I leave the tails on these because when I eat them, I'd like to pick them up by the tail and eat them. So I leave the tails on them. But they're peeled and cleaned and frozen. Frozen ones are the best because shrimp cook really fast, and you don't want to. If you cook them too long, they'll be tough, and you don't want them tough. So. So you put them in here while, these are actually still frozen. So you put them in here while they're frozen. Put the shrimp in. Mix them up a little bit and get that good juice and onions and that good garlic on them. These are going to be good. Like Brenda Nat says, these are going to be good, y'all. That in there. All right, now we are ready to put in our chicken broth, which is right here. And we put in a 1/2 cup of chicken broth in there. And then we're going to add our lemon juice, which I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. But that goes in there. Mix that up a little bit. And just take your time to enjoy cooking. Cooking is fun. I enjoy cooking. So you got to make it fun. And if it turns out bad, I just throw it in the garbage, start over again. I don't know about you, but that's what I do. All right, now we're going to put a 1/2 tablespoon of kosher salt in there. We're going to put a half a tablespoon of ground pepper in there. Now the regular recipe doesn't really call for this, but I like it in there, so I add some red pepper flakes. I don't go crazy with it, but I just put a little bit in there for taste and a little kick it adds to it. All right, now that is about ready to put the lid on. So we'll mix this all up here good. Now that's about ready, so All right, I'm going to let you take a look at it. There it is. It's looking good. It's doing good. Now we're going to take this thing off a saute, and we're going to put the lid on, lock her down, put it on sealed, and then we're going to put it on pressure cook, and we're going to put her down to 1 minute. All right, it's on 1 minute. Now, if you have a pressure cooker, I know, you have to wait for 5 or 10 minutes before it gets up to pressure, and then it does the 1 minute. So I'm going to put you on hold while that's going on, because I don't think you want to just sit here and look at me and this pot. So I'll be back. All right, y'all. 1 minute. Then it says do a quick release on it. That's what we're going to do. I hope this video is not too long. It's hard sometimes to time these things so they're not too long. But I did it as fast as I could. I got all the ingredients prepared beforehand, and hopefully it won't be too long and you won't get bored with it. As soon as this steam goes down, this little button here drops down. That baby will be ready to open up. Add a couple more ingredients and you got dinner, baby. It'll be done. Oh, it's quietening down now, so I think it's getting ready to. Yep. Here's a toast to all my friends out there. Thank you for following me on Facebook. And we're just good traveling buddies. One of these days I'll meet every one of you. Lord willing. That is. Oh, it's just about done. Just about. Oh, it dropped. We can open it up now. There we go. Ooh, boy. That looks good. Yep. That looks like some good stuff. Now, I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you see that? Maybe you can see it there, that way. Okay. Now the plug came out, of course, but that's all right. I'm through with that anyway. Okay. Now it calls for 1 tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. I like Parmesan cheese, and I have about maybe 1.5 tablespoons or 2 tablespoons in this jar left, so I'm going to add all of it because I like it. Then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of parsley, dry parsley. All right, 1 tablespoon dry parsley. Mix that all in there. Your dinner is ready, folks. Just have to mix this up a little bit here. You can't imagine what that smells like. That smells so good. Now you need a little French bread with this. And then you need to put a little butter on that French bread and dip that French bread in this juice. And that is almost better than the shrimp. So this is the finished dish here. I'm going to ladle out a little bit of it here so you can see what it looks like. So you can see this. Let me get that where you can see it. There. Put a little more in there. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't eat all of this tonight. But I might. Now look at this. Oh, to die for. What an easy meal. 1 minute in the Instant Pot. So, anyway, I don't want to stretch this out. So anyway, it's a good quick meal for you. Your family will enjoy it. Double the recipe if you have a lot of people, or 5 or 6 people, and it'll be a plenty. This is plenty for me, and I'm probably going to have some left over. So anyway, this is Darrow in the Black Gypsy, sitting in Sunridge RV in Yuma, Arizona. And I'll see you down the road, Lord willing.